Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Fearless Thinking, a podcast designed to help you navigate authentic leadership and the entrepreneurial journey. I'm your host, Michael DeVue, and these are my thoughts, lessons, and insights from my entrepreneurial journey into coaching, workshops, motivational speaking, and of course, what I picked up from interviews with inspiring leaders and entrepreneurs along the way. My mission is to help people unlock their untapped potential by using fear as a catalyst for powerful change and growth, so they can step into the greatest version of their most authentic selves. All right, let's get into some fearless thinking. Okay, welcome back to Fearless Thinking. I'm your host, Michael DeVue. This week we are exploring the 20 tenets of entrepreneurship, impactful entrepreneurship journey. We won't get through all 20 this week. We will just dip our toes a little bit. And last week, we talked about authenticity, which I have many other episodes to talk about authenticity. But this week, we're on this journey, transformative entrepreneurship. Validate your vision. So tenet number 3, validate your vision, market validation, right? This is where, you've got this brilliant idea, and before you want to dive headfirst into building your dream and starting your business and making deposits and down payments and onboarding that new piece of software that got you so excited, there is this little crucial step of market validation. Now, I did not do a market validation step specifically. I came from a series of experiences in the market and heard and saw these issues and challenges people were facing and thought, I need to do something. I want to do something. It started with the Fearless Road podcast. It started with motivational speaking, making fear your friend, and turned into a coaching and consulting business where I now provide that in terms of workshops, coaching, performance coaching, getting to your most authentic self and finding your voice, right? Turning fear into a catalyst for growth and change. And during that journey, I interviewed a lot of entrepreneurs and leaders and executives, a lot of people who were stepping outside of their particular area of focus in business to start their own journey, their own business, their own idea. And they were all struggling and stumbling along that path. Not all of us knows every aspect of business running and operations. We might be great entrepreneurs, but it doesn't mean I don't know all the finance and accounting and logistics and supply chain. I know marketing, maybe sales and ideation and creation and that stuff, but I'm not good at the other stuff. But you have to put on all these hats as entrepreneurs, right? And if you understand the market, if you've been out there dealing with the people that have the same frustrations that you do, and you're like, oh, I think I can problem solve that, then you've got a little market validation. You've been out there testing it, right? You've got that information. But it's important to make sure that you do some market validation around your idea. If it's not something that's easily out there that you can identify, and if it's not already identified in your set of experiences, let's say, for instance, it's just your experience and you don't have other people you talk to about it, and you're sort of feeling isolated and in a silo, I think it's good to test it outside. So let's shift our perspective. When you launch a business without your market validation, right, without validating whether or not there's a need for it, it's kind of like building a house on sand, honestly. It might look impressive initially, but the first storm that comes along and, it's crashing down. If it's under stress, it won't stand up. And imagine a construction worker meticulously testing the foundation of a building. Market validation is very similar. It's like that foundation, right? It ensures that the business idea that you have before you turn it into a model is actually built on solid ground and has a need, meeting a real need in the market, right? And let's talk about fear, because we know, I love fear. Fear's my friend. I turn fear into your friend. Make fear your friend. That's what we talk about. Shifting our perspective. So in this particular area, when you're getting market validation, fear of rejection can come up. The belief that if you build it, they will come If you're afraid that they won't come, it might hold you back from market validation, right? So I want you to reframe that fear into a new opportunity. As I said, shift your perspective, put on new lenses. Let's think about this challenge a little differently, and let's turn it into an opportunity for you to refine your ideas and ensure their market fit. Right? It doesn't mean your idea is bad or wrong. It just means you got to tweak it a little bit and make sure that it fits the market need, and it increases your chances of long-term success. So let's look at a couple tips about that, turning that fear around and getting validation from your market. Conduct market research. That's a quick and easy one, right? Number one, conduct market research. Research your target market, your target audience, your target persona, your target avatar, and understand their needs by analyzing existing competition. There's so many services nowadays out there on the internet that can help you find this information. You can Google it, you can put it in a chat AI of any kind, and you can get a lot of information to start. But pulling Google Analytics, getting market data, especially if it's an innovative product, you may want to pay a market research company to get that data for you. It may be very helpful as you begin to develop your business model around that idea that you have this information. And then gathering customer feedback. Number two, if you don't already have customers, are there customers for that particular product or that need out there? Do they have feedback? Can you go on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, either other social groups and stuff that are talking about this particular need and do a poll or a survey to get feedback? I mean, talking to potential customers through these kind of surveys and interviews, and even if you have the ability to do a focus group, can really get you some incredible honest feedback about your idea and identify any potential flaws before you get too far down the road. Three, test your product or your service. If you're in a place where you can test it by kicking the tires on it, this can be deeply meaningful and valuable. Developing a minimal viable product, an MVP, and testing this with a small group before full-scale launch can give you some major insights. In fact, I'm doing an MVP stage for the Ascend Hub membership community that launches this summer of 2024. And sorry, my camera's out of focus, and it drives me nuts. Anyway, I apologize. People on the radio, you don't know my face is out of focus. You don't care. You hear my voice. I'm doing a minimal viable product phase, bringing in people from a wait list to test drive this bad boy and make sure that this membership community works properly, that the things I've put in there, the features and all that stuff work, right? And then number four, be adaptable. This is crucial. If you're not adaptable, man, you're never going to be a good entrepreneur. You got to iterate and adapt. Iterate and adapt, iterate and adapt, adopt and adapt, adopt and adapt. That's the whole journey all the way down, And be prepared to adapt your ideas based on that information you got from your market research and your testing. And remember, your initial vision might actually need to evolve in order to be successful. And by the way, if it's evolving, then so are you. If you're prepared to do both, that's pretty cool. So how does market validation benefit us as aspiring or current entrepreneurs? Well, it reduces the risk of failure. This thing that we don't like to say. It does reduce the risk of making a big mistake. I won't call it failure for you, because if you actually take that information and do something good with it and you actually turn it into something valuable for yourself, then it's not failure. But it could be a mistake. And by validating your idea in the market, by getting that information, you minimize the risk of pouring time and resources and your energy, your focus, your time, your attention into a product or a service that technically nobody wants or just isn't tweaked properly, right? And it increases your efficiencies. Market research always helps you focus your resources and your strategies in the right places so that they resonate with your target audience. Now, there are ways to make sure that you're validating a more inclusive entrepreneurial environment through market validation. This actually supports that as well by understanding diverse needs, right? Market research gives you that information, helps you incorporate diverse perspectives, ensuring that your product and your service or your service address the needs of a wider audience. And that's beneficial for everybody. And customer-centric mindset by prioritizing customer feedback, market feedback, right? You create a culture of empathy and responsiveness, adaptability, by the way, within your organization so that you can continue to ideate and innovate forward, giving them the best version of the product or the services that you wanted to bring. So, market validation. It's not just about proving that you're right or that your idea is correct. It's really about ensuring that the vision that you had aligns with market reality. Things are shifting out there all the time. Something is always happening to shift people's realities, and you might be coming to this conclusion at a time when something is changing out there. So getting that market research and having that perspective and that additional information, it helps. It's good. It ensures that you're in alignment, and gathering that feedback and testing your idea just builds a better business model on a solid foundation, not on sand. And it increases your chance for success by creating a product or a service that truly makes a difference. And isn't that what you wanted? I mean, isn't that what you're trying to do, is make a difference in the world with your ideas? I think that's great. So thanks again for joining us this week. Little snippets, little bites of goodness while we look at the tenets of the impactful entrepreneurial vision and journey this week on Fearless Thinking. Remember that validating your idea, it's your friend. It's not your enemy. It's a good thing, and you need that information so you can be successful at bringing it to the market. So keep leading, keep learning, and keep listening to your target market, and keep listening to Fearless Thinking. And if you have a chance, you can listen to the Fearless Road podcast too. That's the longer extended version where I get to interview incredible people, entrepreneurs out there doing some stuff. And right now, I think this month you should be listening. Carlos Barles, man, we got that episode out. He's incredible. It's in a 3-parter because it took so long to interview him on his incredible journey rowing his boat across the oceans alone. Anyway, we will be back tomorrow with more tips guiding you on your transformative entrepreneurial journey. But until then, you know what? Go out there and validate your vision. It's worth it. People need to hear it. And you know what? Do some fearless thinking for me, wouldn't you? All right. Have a great one. Bye.